So I'm sure you're all aware that Joe Pilates actually operated from his home studio. His studio was his home. He had the studio at the front and he lived at the back of his apartment. And yes, him and Clara made it work, but they didn't have any kids. Running a home-based Pilates studio while raising a family is no easy feat. But what if I had to tell you that there are simple strategies that you can put into place where you could employ some instructors, you could add more hours to your schedule, and you can keep your home life intact. Now, how does this sound to you? Now stay with me because I am going to be sharing some really extraordinary strategies for you to be able to grow your home-based Pilates business and yet be able to have that time with your family. By the end of this video, you're going to have some really actionable steps to be able to increase your business while still being able to spend more time with your family. Plus, I've got a handy checklist that you can download at the end of the video that's going to help you onboard new instructors and also help you take steps to be able to get that home studio in a growth stage and be able to spend that time, that valuable time with your family. So stay with us till the end. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Anita Horry. I'm second generation Pilates instructor. I'm a teacher trainer and also a Pilates business coach. So I'm here to help people like you to grow their businesses while at the same time being able to still spend quality time with their families. So I remember my very first Pilates studio being a home-based Pilates studio. It was in an apartment with a conversion of a front room, of a sitting room, of a lounge. So really, you'd open the front door and bang, the first thing you'd see is the Pilates equipment. I made it work. I made it work so much that I ended up outsizing my studio within 6 months. I had to go to yet another studio and then I outgrew that studio again. So my strategies work. My strategies have worked for me and they have worked for so many other Pilates studios. And yes, you can make it from home. So let's go through this together and let's see where you can make those little tweaks that's going to help you grow your business without having to forfeit your time with your family. So let's start with our first question. Are you actually ready for growth? Are you ready for other teachers to come into your home studio and start teaching your clients from that space? Are you ready to share your private space with other teachers? And are you ready to share your private family home with other clients that maybe your other teachers are going to bring in? Do you have a separate space for your Pilates studio? Or are you like me in the past where I had my Pilates studio in my living room? Do you have a separate entrance for your studio? All these are to be considered when you are really seriously thinking about bringing new teachers in to work for you and to help you in your studio. You know, are you really going to be comfortable with teachers coming in and out of your home? Do you have to give them a key to your home? Or, as I mentioned, maybe you're able to give them a key only for the Pilates space. So having that set out specific Pilates studio is going to be a lot more convenient for you in the long run. Maybe you're not able to do it in the space that you're currently running now, but then what other strategies can you think of to be able to allow teachers to come into your private space, maybe at a time where you're not going to be at home? And the other thing to consider here is whether or not these teachers are going to be coming in and out of your home while maybe distracting and disturbing your family routines. If you have small children, you know, there are set meal times and maybe set family times that children can get distracted if there are outside people coming in. So what if your home studio is not in a separate space of your living area? What if your home studio is actually in your living space like mine was? Well, what I had to do was schedule sessions around my family times. I wasn't able to bring more teachers into my home space because I was not able to do any renovations. But if you can do renovations in your property, perhaps can separate the living area where your clients can come in and have their own separate space and your teachers can come in and have their separate space, then it's not distracting that family time and the quality time that you'd want to be spending with your family. Now, If you are looking at doing simple renovations, then obviously you'd have to consider whether you need to get planning permission for this, whether it's going to work for you if you had decided to sell your property later on at a later stage, or whether it's actually worthwhile you looking for a separate space outside your home that's maybe not going to cost you an arm and a leg. So what do you think? Is your studio in a separate space in your home, or is it really interfering with your family space? I'd love to hear what you think. I'd love to hear what your current situation is, and just put some comments in the comments below, because I'd love to see how you are managing your home situation right now and whether for you it would be viable to get other teachers in your home studio. Now let's dive into some legal and practical aspects. You know, running a home studio while you're teaching at your own place is one thing. But while you're employing other teachers to work from your space, especially if this is your home space, then there might be some legal implications and very important practical implications you need to look into. So first off is your home insurance. Is your home insurance adequate to be able to provide insurance for when you have other teachers working from your home? It's worthwhile talking to your insurance provider and actually discussing with them how your setup is going to be and whether or not you need to take extra insurance. The other thing is that you need to also contact your local authorities to make sure that the business that you're running from your home is in line with their permissions, or maybe you need to get a specific planning permission to have other people come and teach from your home, and whether or not maybe you need to pay extra specific taxes for this. It's best to have all this cleared up before you're even considering employing any other teachers. Then we need to look at boundaries. Now, we're not just talking about physical boundaries, but are the sessions that are going to be held in the evening after school times going to be interfering with your family time? Maybe you need to consider having schedules of sessions after bedtime. So while your kids are asleep, you could fit in a few other hours with other teachers perhaps teaching. And maybe weekends. Weekends are also a great idea, because in weekends, this is where many people want to be working out. And maybe this is the time you'd want to be spending with your family. And this is the time where you can bring other teachers into your home studio. So looking at how you can create the boundaries from readjusting that schedule to fit your family time, and that there's no distractions from the sessions to be distracting your family. And likewise, on the other hand, you don't want your children to be distracting the class times, because you know how important it is to have that mind-body connection during that Pilates session. So you got to figure out what really is best for you and for your family, and really then work out your schedule according to that. The most important thing here is that you want to take that time for your family, and you want to make sure that whatever happens, you are not going to be interfering with your personal time with your kids. So I hope that's given you a few tips on how to create the boundaries. And if you've got any comments on that, do put your comments below, because I'd love to hear from them. And by the way, if you're already liking the video so far, don't forget to hit that like button. Okay, now let's go and dive deep into hiring the right instructors for your home-based studio. So this is totally different from hiring instructors to come and work in a brick and mortar studio. Why? These guys have to be empathic. They have to understand your family situation. The teachers you employ have to understand that they're actually coming to work from your home. So they also have to respect your family times. And maybe you're going to have to respect the fact that your kids are going to come and disturb you while you are in the studio with them. Or maybe the fact that they have to be a little bit more quiet. Maybe they have to respect the fact that they're operating within a family environment. When hiring, be very mindful that you're not just employing only based on qualifications and certifications. Be aware that you have to employ somebody who's going to be very respectful and understanding of your unique family dynamics. During interviews, ask them how they feel about working in a home-based studio, the flexibility with scheduling, and how they handle last-minute changes. These qualities will make a huge difference to your business. And while you found somebody, it's very important to maintain quality by having a steady onboarding process. This means training them to uphold your studio's current policies and procedures, and also to understand that they know how to interact with clients the way that you do, and explaining house rules like where they should enter and exit and how to handle any emergencies that might crop up. Stick around, because at the end of the video I've got a very important checklist for you to be able to handle this onboarding process, and it's going to make it so much easier for you. Next point is about structuring a balanced schedule. Now for this, I would really recommend that you sign up to one of so many online scheduling systems out there. Now it's really good to have a scheduling system where you could give access to your teachers so they'll know what changes have been made to the schedule prior to them coming to your house. So if you've maybe got some class cancellations and you want to regroup and change the schedule and move clients around, then it would be so much easier for you to have something online that you'll be able to change, and the teacher will know straight away what changes had been made to the class that they plan to teach. Now remember, when you're running a studio from home and you've got kids in the mix, you need a schedule that works for both your business and your family. So that's why this online schedule is going to be so much more helpful for you and your instructors. So set clear working hours that fit around your family's routine. For example, if you can have sessions in the evenings after the kids are in bed, then maybe that would be a great time for classes. And as long as it doesn't interfere with your own relaxation time, because at the end of the day, you also need to take your time out. Or if maybe your weekends are busier with kids' activities, this is the time to schedule more classes and having other instructors to take them. Tools like MindBody Online, B-Sport, Moments, Arcata, and all the other scheduling apps have a system where they can actually help you create class schedules with minimal effort on your part. So these tools let clients book directly, and instructors can track their own schedules, reducing the need for constant management. So it's going to take out so much less of your time. Expanding your home-based Pilates business by hiring other instructors is an amazing way to have that work-life balance and yet still be able to grow your home-based studio. And who knows, if that success continues, you would be able to really upscale to another location where you could move out of your home-based studio and go into a location that is going to be maybe a little bit more suitable for your clients, for your business, and for your own home family time. So make sure you're comfortable in having other teachers in your space. Make sure you sort out all the legalities, your insurances, the council or your local government. Make sure that everything fits in with local regulations. Make sure you have a very good strategy on employing instructors. And if you don't have a good strategy and you feel that you can't find any suitable instructors, then there are other ways of employing instructors. You could have other instructors come and apprentice with you and then be able to learn the way that you teach. Yes, that might be a little bit more work in the short term, but trust me, in the long term, this is something that you're going to find so much more benefit from. Then of course, find yourself a decent scheduling system. There are so many online, and if you're not sure about which one to go for, please reach out to me. I could give you so much advice on tried and tested scheduling systems that really help small businesses like yours. You don't have to invest in something that is super expensive initially. In fact, there are systems like Setmore, for example, they can do it free of charge. So you don't even have to pay a cent and even have clients book online. So again, it's really going to minimize your time in doing the admin stuff for your business. I hope you like these tips, and I hope that you've learned something new. And if maybe you have other suggestions, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love you to put them in the comments below. And as we've come to the end of the video, as promised, I'm giving you access to my free downloadable checklist for onboarding new teachers for your home-based Pilates studio, and it's going to guide you through every single step of the way. If you like this video, guys, don't forget, hit the like, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video online. Until my next video, goodbye for now.